Wait, if we die, can we just play as the evil versions of ourselves?
So, I can't say anything. I can't say anything. I am live. Am I not live?
You're live.
Okay. Yeah, I can't say anything. There's going to be a lot of craziness that I'm hoping will work out. And yeah, we shall see. So, any other questions before we go into recap?
I'm gonna send you a quick message.
Okay.
I want to talk about it on the stream, but thanks.
Yeah. I mean, I can always mute the stream. But if you don't want anybody else
No,
to
it's
know.
fine. It's just between you and me, though.
Oh, okay. So, last week, you were in the Zobreka Valley, and upon arriving, of course, you found Galen and Pepper, and Galen took you on a tour of the valley itself to just kind of introduce you to what it once was. There are some strange events that may or may not come into play later. I copy pasted it in the in your session scripts. Copy pasta. As you returned, Galen was speaking to you, or on your way back, Galen was speaking to you about your next steps, and that would be figuring out what's going on in Mindrum Mountains. And he kind of pointed out an area that would be of interest, sus kitty. And after deciding to camp out in the forest and taking a long rest, you awoke, of course, to Pepper and Galen having made you food and preparing you for your travels. Jax taking the moment, or the time to have a private conversation with Pepper, which was interesting and strange at the same time. However, you did make your way up the mountain, Nemu finding the opening to the entrance of whatever this cave is. And upon entering, there was a few strange occurrences that happened. You each saw something a little bit different that was all accompanied by this thrum, this deep booming over and over about once per second. And after everybody had their strange vision, you appeared in front of yourself in various locations. And our fighting was going to start. So, you are battling yourselves. Yeah, that makes sense, Jazz. So if anybody has any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, we can roll initiative. And initiative will be whoever goes first against their person. The opposites are going to have the same initiative type thing, depending on who rolls highest. But yeah. So it'll be like Ewe, Jax, Nemu, Dorus, however that ends up working.
6.
Perfect.
I also rolled a 6. 10.
Wow. I got a 10. Max got a 6. Dorus, you rolled a 2?
Yeah, I rolled a 2, but that was last week, so I'll still take it.
Oh, okay. No, you can re-roll. We're rolling. Did you want to re-roll?
Should have took the 2.
A 1? All right, 2.
He really doesn't want to fight himself.
I know. Well, there's some
Gonna
strange...
take the 2 while you have the chance.
Yeah, I know. Nemu, did you want to re-roll? No? Okay. I'm rolling for my side.
What does huh mean?
Oh god. Okay. So I rolled a 6 against Jax's 6. I rolled another 6. Like it was just like, yeah. And I also rolled a natural 10 against you, EOA. But so I didn't roll great. But what is Jax's bonus? 6. So that's an 8. All right. So
Oh no, my 6 was with the added bonus.
yeah, I rolled a natural 6 for you. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, gotcha now.
it was just really weird.
You just got our natural.
Yeah, I
The
got what you
natural
guys
met our
rolled,
score.
but natural. Yeah, for sure. Except for Doris's too. I couldn't match that one.
What'd you
Okay,
get?
so I got another 6.
Oh.
Yeah. So first up, Nimu, you are standing in this vast desert of ash with the smell of the burning and just knowing that you had done that and that same just constantly, and you can feel every time it happens the energy just like building and building and building. And then in front of you stands you. I don't remember what you said exactly, but a lot about that you had done this and that you can't be trusted or something like that. So yeah, that you me you. Yeah, me you.
There's gonna be a
And I
lot of
can't hear
weird
you.
phrasing today.
It
isn't
is going to
there?
be a lot of weird phrasing. A lot of weird phrasing.
So I think the first thing I want to do is go up and try to touch the other me. Although I'm not sure if it's real.
It is very much real. Very much real. Without the singed feathers.
Interesting. Very much real, you say.
Yes.
I am going to take the dodge action
Okay.
and just kind of wait to see what happens.
Oh.
I'm going to take dodge, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do. Because I'm not sure what I want to do yet with this against myself. So I'm very confused. So I'm thinking I'm just going to take dodge, and maybe he won't kill me.
Interesting choice. This is why you have no control. And Minimu is Minimu.
Emu.
Yep. Is going to fly up and backwards. So you will have a melee opportunity attack if you so choose. No? Okay. And as he's flying away, he is going to smack you with his whip. And that's a 15 to hit. I need you to make a... What is that? Constitution saving throw. Oh, disadvantage. It's cocked. That's higher. Nimu and Mimu. Constitution saving throw.
On saving throw? All right. 21. And I'm just going to put up shield.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna do shield. There we go.
you take. Oh, it gives you a 19 AC? So it misses completely. Okay. So you shield it, and it, the whip, you see crackle across your shield, and you see like when ice forms on a window from the cold, just kind of form around the shield, and he just kind of smirks. How does an owl smirk? He gives a little laugh. Oh, okay. And
You gotta think of Big Bird.
you see him gathering energy from around. And
I don't like Mimu. He's angry.
and it's gonna cast magic missiles at you. Yeah? Quicken spell. This Nemu had better choices on his sorcery options than you did.
Fair enough.
So that's 3. Oh, okay. 5, 8, 10, 12 points of damage. And he is now, what is your movement? 30 feet away. Next up. Does he use Quicken Spell? Because you chose a different choice for your sorcery options.
See, he's Mimu, but not.
Yeah.
A little bit.
away.
Is it Miyue's turn?
It's Miyue's turn.
Miyue.
Miyue, but Miyue because I rolled higher. The cavern around you is plain and as if it's just a regular cavern of any place you've ever seen. And still that echoing laughter just mocking you from Miyue. And immediately Miyue turns into a giant and is going to attempt to shove you. So this is going to be... They have advantage.
Of course.
Because they are giant. So,
Is this a deck save?
Strength for shove, and you can use strength or dex to save.
$18.
18 against an 18. All right. So he's pushing and pushing and pushing you and trying to shove you into one of these walls. And it doesn't work, so he's going to try again. Advantage.
What I am doing is just having my two swords like form like a shield, and there's like a rune being powered
Okay.
in front of me.
Oh, fuck. Would have known that. Mimu would have known that. It's okay.
What do you
I'm
have?
learning.
I clearly didn't know.
No.
Mimu clearly doesn't know how to play a sorcerer.
No. Mimu will figure it out.
So I was just saying, like, I had shield up, so magic missiles wouldn't have hit me on my on that turn. Since it's good until the end of my turn. The start of my next turn, I think.
All right, so what was your next roll?
It was 16.
19. So Miyaway is using his swords to shove up against you, and the first shove isn't working, and he just keeps pushing and pushing, sweeps around with his tail, and knocks you from under, like knocks your feet out from under you. So he's used his 2 attacks, but as a bonus attack, he's gonna slap you with a weapon. See if he can hit Miyaway.
This is the DM's revenge session.
So that's an 18 to hit.
I'm going to use my blades and deflect it.
What is that ability? So I can learn from you.
It is the defensive duelist.
Defensive duelist.
It's a feat that I took.
Okay. Oh, wow. So, he gets advantage because you're prone.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. So he sweeps his feet out from sweeps your feet out from under you, and just stabs down with one of the scimitars. And at the very last moment, you deflect the attack. And he's gonna action surge.
Oh, of course.
So a flurry of blows begins to rain down on you. That's 18 plus.
That hits.
And then 17, which hits. So he just begins raining attacks upon you. That is 7 damage plus 10 damage. And then he is going to also use Fire Rune.
Oh, of course.
So another 4 damage. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Strength, you say?
Yeah, strength saving throw.
2.
2. So as you're laying on the ground prone, chains of fire lock around you. It is your turn.
Why does this always happen to me?
And he just is like, has this perpetual smile and just mocking laughter every time he swings down his swords into your prone body.
I should also take 2d6 fire damage. FYI.
Yeah, I was looking at that, trying to figure out when that happens.
It starts when you activate it and at the start of my turn.
Okay, so 4 additional fire damage and 7. What happens when you're restrained and prone?
I have no movement. Let me see. Okay. So the attacks have advantage against me. And I have disadvantage against it, I think.
Okay.
Okay. What does grapple or not prone do? I just can't get up. Okay, well, I'm gonna just get beaten to death over here.
I'm listening.
This is just perfect revenge for the bullet thing.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You know what? I'm just gonna turn giant.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay. Turn giant, and then I'm just going to just try to get out and attack it.
Okay.
Disadvantage. That's not gonna do it.
Mm-mm.
$17.
All right, so you break free of the restraints.
No, that's to attack. I can't
Oh,
break
17.
free. I don't.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Okay, 17. Yeah. At disadvantage? Holy shit. You're rolling better than I am.
You know what? I'm gonna can play at this game. Let's bring it in fire.
Okay. And wait, what check is that? I'm sorry. Strength saving throw. With advantage. Oh, 17 exactly.
So that'll be 9 slashing,
Okay.
2 fire, and not restrained. Okay. That's my turn.
Okay. Who's next? Jax. You're up. Jax me? Me Jax? Looks at you. Sighs with disappointment. And the features of Mijax's face just blur into almost nothing. So they have no defining features. And they are going to cast Jocks. Where is it? Conjure animals. And surrounding you are going to be a pack of wolves. Work. Sorry, having trouble with my mouse. Definitely punishment. Not punishment. Yet.
No one can. Oh wait, I have to make the save. Strength. That's an 8.
So all these wolves suddenly surround you. And as they do, Mijax takes a few steps back. What is a general without an army? And they're all going to attack. So this is a lot of creatures.
One turn knockout.
And they all have advantage because of pack tactics. It is fucked up.
It is fucked up.
So it is 8 of them. So
That's why I haven't used this spell, because I'm like, that's gonna make the games boring.
Well,
Just
Jack
get
me
blasted on back to you.
15. 8. So we'll just say a good 2/3 of them hit you. And you take 26 points of damage as they tear into you. And it's 2d4 plus 2. A lot of it. And
I'm not gonna lie, Jax me is kind of a dick.
and then Mejax is gonna wild shape into
Would
Jack's
New Jax just be Max?
Max. Yeah, we'll call him Max. And Max is going to wild shape into a bear just because that's your favorite.
Fun.
Bows to you. In Jack's bear form. And it is your turn.
Well, this
Like
ain't a
big and
party I
burly.
want to fucking be a part of. And I'm just going to start running straight at him. And as I do, I'm going to lower my head. A fucking horn's going to sprout out. I'm going to turn into a rhinoceros.
Oh, fuck.
And right away, he's going to go into a charge.
Nice. I'm not going to roll for opportunity attacks on a pack of wolves, but they will remain on you.
He needs to make a... Wait, I gotta... Move at least 20 feet. Okay. Wait. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. Would you say there's at least 20 feet of movement?
oh man! If there is 20 feet of movement, then I'm gonna have to make opportunity attacks.
Gotta go big, right? Yeah. Well, it depends on the space. I don't know how big the space is.
You're on a beach.
Okay. Yeah, if I have it, I'm gonna go for it. Well, that's nice at least. It's over 20, so I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah, it is going to hit. But you are going to take an additional 21 points of damage. As these
That's fine.
wolves will do everything they can to keep you from moving. All right. So you charge. I have to make a save.
Strength saving throw.
I'm a strong boy as a bear. No, I'm not. Okay. That's a 5.
Sweet. Okay, so this is gonna take some doing now. Where's my D8?
I just have the image of Max like, ooh, I'm strong in this form, gets
Yeah.
obliterated.
Yeah. Just smack the fucking dude. It's so good. I'm gonna have to get Austin's table for summon animals or make one, because he built a spreadsheet where you just clicked one button and it would roll all of it for you and roll damage. So it would roll to hit and then roll damage. So good.
So the gore is going to hit for 17 damage.
Okay.
And then the charge is going to add an additional 4 damage.
Okay.
And he's also knocked prone. So 21 total damage.
Okay.
And That's all.
Got anything else? That's it?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Dorus. Still within the octagon, alone with nothing but Mirus. You have done awful things. Do you know how many people will die? I think not. And bonus action. Spiritual weapon. And Mirus is holding the shield. Yet behind it, he draws a weapon. And this weapon is a flail. And he is going... And he begins charging to you as this other flail magically appears next to you. And so he's going to close the distance, and spiritual weapon is going to hit. Got 15 plus 7, 22 to hit. And 10 damage. Oh no. 10 plus your spellcasting modifier. 18 damage. As he charges towards you. And I think I can use Touch of Death on that. If I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong? Right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, melee attack. Yeah. Is a spell melee attack, right?
Yeah. So 17 extra damage.
I like how we're just helping you kill us.
It's fine.
We'll be fine when we're dead.
Okay. And this dark, smoky-like substance, it just begins pooling out of you as that extra 17 damage just kind of dissipates. It's your turn. He's face to face with you, shield to shield with you.
I would like to bonus action just say, this is quite the interesting place you put us in, but I don't much care for it. And I just stare him right in the eyes, and I want to use my daily cast of Detect Thoughts.
Detect thoughts. Oh, God, it is a very strange mix of thoughts. It is almost as if everything he said and is going to say, and even what you would say and your reactions, is constantly going in circles upon circles upon circles upon circles. If you could see into a computer program that sends auto responses, that's what you hear. It is as if whatever this thing is was it was programmed to pull your deepest fears and then just build upon it and build upon it and build upon it and create this outward appearance, including, you know, what it's going to say.
So it's not like a person. It's not like a
Not that you
being,
can
really.
Nothing that you've been able to understand as a person ever.
Quite a good trick. And I just stare at it and I hold my shield and get ready for the next attack.
Okay. What did you use as your action?
That is an action, right?
Oh, detect thoughts is an action. You are correct.
Yeah, and I get more if it's a being, I guess. It says read the thoughts of certain creatures, so maybe it wouldn't even work. I don't know.
It's like I said, it's just a strange looping. You have an understanding of everything it's going to say now. Nothing that comes out of its mouth is going to be a surprise to you. Nemu.
I think he's just gonna close his eyes and start playing music. I'm gonna cast Unearthly Chorus. So you need to make a charisma saving throw.
Mimu is pretty charismatic.
Yeah.
No, he's not. That's a 13.
Nemu's charisma is a +7, so you really rolled shit.
It's a +7?
Yeah. Oh,
Charisma saving throw. Oh, charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
16.
Okay. I should have just been dishonest.
No, I know. Thank you. Max.
I mean, I told her to roll 2d6 against me earlier, so.
Yeah. I always thought it was on the beginning of their turn, not at activation and at the beginning of their turn.
So this spell's interesting because it says until the spell ends, you make charisma checks with advantage. In addition, you can use an action on each of your turns to beguile one creature. So I've already used my action. Yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do.
And what was this called?
Unearthly Chorus.
This.
But basically, Nemu's trying to, like, he's trying to contact his family doing this.
You're trying to contact.
Well, like the dead, right? So sister, anybody that he knows that would be.
Okay. Make. This is either going to be Arcana or Religion, maybe? Roll Arcana for me.
Oh, it was on 19 and it rolled over to a 3, so 7.
So a 7.
Yeah.
Um,
Balls roll.
This lasts for 10 minutes. So as of now, you're not getting anybody showing up to you from beyond.
Okay.
Though in a strange, over that boom, boom, everybody begins to hear that very melancholy song. It's incredibly quiet, but everybody begins to hear this melancholy song that you know that you have heard Nemu play. Is that it?
Yeah.
So let's see.
Like I think to Nemu's mind, like obviously he there's no way there's a replica of him in front of him. So he's like, and nor I don't think does he have the hatred of himself to attack it. I think he would just feel sad about it. So like I don't know, like he's not really
Gotcha.
in a place to start attacking.
Mimu is going to cast Chaos Bolt.
I'm gonna shield that shit too.
That's a 17.
Yeah, I'll shield it. That's my reaction.
It's ash everywhere. Man, you are really pissing off Mimu. Well, you're not reacting. You're not attacking. And then man, error 404. I know, seriously. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find his sorcery points. Okay, and then it's going to quicken another spell. As Mimu flies closer to you, bolt of lightning is going to arc out. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh man, I got a -2 to strength saving throw. But I rolled a 17, so 15. I know that's gonna pass because I know my spell checks are 50.
As he flies towards you, and from the whip, instead of the frost whip hitting you, it's just a bolt of lightning that tries to wrap around you. Your eyes are closed and you're just playing your music, and the lightning fades. You can't see him because your eyes are closed. Anyway.
Is it Miowe's turn or mine?
No, that's a completely different thing. That's part of your possibility. The Shield of Force. That's the same one as your meta or your wild magic. Everybody within a certain area. It's a bonus action. Okay, sorry. It's Miowe's turn. Still giant. So you broke free of the thing, right? Oh no. So you're still trapped. So you're still prone. Gonna keep wailing.
You know what? Fuck me.
I'm so sorry. I know, warriors.
I rely on getting healed, and this is not happening.
Yeah. That's luckily only 8 damage.
What do you roll?
4. And then that's gonna hit again.
But what's the actual roll to hit?
It was a 18 and a 17.
I will block the 17.
Okay. So
or
then
18, whatever.
the 18 lands. And as he just continues wailing on you and you're blocking attacks, you are still able to deflect quite a few of them. So you only take that one attack.
What was
But
the
as-
damage for?
It was 8. Unless you have something else that you can add to it. But as he continues attacking you, you just see his face contorting in this mocking laughter to anger, and he just begins snarling at you, so much so that like he's spitting on you, just attacking you on the ground over and over and over again. And then it's your turn, but you take the 2d6. 7 damage.
Oh, this is not going well for me at all.
Sorry.
It is my turn. So I will try and do a slash, knocking him to the floor,
Okay.
potentially. So, strength. I have advantage. But I also have disadvantage. Do I?
I don't know if you're prone and grappled. Are you is it disadvantage for strength checks?
Oh, which is attacks. Okay. So I have advantage on this.
Okay.
I'm using strength, so that will be 16.
17.
Well, that's just mean.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm just gonna start wailing at its legs.
Oh, I need everybody to make... I am so sorry. I forgot something. Everybody to make a charisma saving throw.
1.
13 for Nemu.
2.
A 2 for you.
10 for me.
Okay, never mind. I'll just leave this table for another round. All right. What was that? Anyway, I'm sorry.
Okay. I have disadvantage on attacking.
Yeah.
Well, time to just set. I'm gonna use my action surge and just send 3 attacks.
Let's do it.
Oh, that was later. Okay, that is a 25. Oh, wait, disadvantage.
Yeah.
22.
Okay.
That'll be 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
That one doesn't hit. Oh man, I rolled a natural 20.
Aww.
Hey, unnatural 20.
Defensive duelist.
You cheeky little me.
Mia is learning. It's crazy.
You can't use my runes against me. That's illegal.
So, your first attack, as he's just going crazy, piercing you and trying to do everything that he can to rid himself of himself. A few of your attacks leap up and swipe him across the arm, and he doesn't even seem to pay attention to the first one. The second one, however, he's quickly just deflects your attack. And then that all Yue?
And then I'm just gonna look at him as a second wind, and some of the wounds start to heal up.
Okay.
He can clearly tell that I'm angered at myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
just-
I have need to break free. Strength 17. That should do it.
Yes. So you finally break free.
I just stand up looking at him intimidatingly as I just grab chains of fire and pull it off me.
As you tear him apart, there's now 2 giant EOAs, mind you. These 2 giant creatures going at it in this cave. You can imagine the echoes of the sword strikes and the tails and the legs just smacking up against the ground. You break free and he snarls at you and as he's deflecting some of your attacks, and is just going to keep going. Though it's not his turn yet. Because I missed a round, everybody roll again a charisma saving throw.
Well,
Okay.
Well,
2.
Charisma saving throw.
I rolled 1 better than last time.
Okay, so Nemu, you are a fucking monk in this chaos, which is insane. While your eyes are closed and you're trying to connect to the spirit realm, you don't see what you were hoping to see, but you suddenly find yourself, at least behind your eyes, a shaky vision of a large dome-shaped room similar to the shape and size of Balance's chamber, but stone, and etched lights around this dome just kind of blink in and out everywhere around you. So we are on Jax.
time to
Jax. Pack of wolves. Pack of wolves. You take 18 damage from the pack of wolves. I'm just rounding at this point. And Jack's bear is going to attack.
He's prone.
Jack's bear gets up. And is going to attack. Fucking Jack's bear. He's
Is
going
that
to
from multi-attack or something? Because I thought
What?
to get out of prone took your turn.
half your movement. Pick it up.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Wow, really? 2 16s to attack.
No, they both hit.
Okay. Um, 22 more.
I am no longer a rhino.
As your Jack's Jack Max rears up, grabs onto the horn of this rhino, pulls it to the side, claws in, and then bites. And then you revert back to Jax, still surrounded by wolves as they leap in and out, taking turns to attack you. It is your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to level 3 cure wound.
Okay.
19 health back to me.
Beautiful.
And then bonus action. I am going to
Heal me.
turn into a cave bear.
Okay.
And that's all I can do.
Okay. Dorus.
Hit me.
Spiritual weapon. No. Guiding bolt first. Let's see. Ah. That doesn't hit. So you pull up your shield as Mirus, you see him summon a spell, and you're in melee, so it doesn't do much good. And it's able to deflect right off your shield. Spiritual weapon, however, is going to smack you for a dirty 20. And
Doesn't matter, I'm dead.
you go unconscious.
I assume you're going to touch of death me again, and I'm dead if you do that.
Yeah. As everything fades from you, those same repeating conversations and comments are just spinning through your mind. Miros doesn't even have to say anything. You hear the council screaming at you at the top of their lungs, screaming about how you betrayed the council, and after all they've done for you and all the studies that they've helped you along with and everything that they could do for you and your family, you chose to leave and take all of this initiative on yourself, and it has caused the death of hundreds of thousands of beings on Avonvon. And everything fades to black. I need everybody to make another charisma saving throw, including you, Dorus.
Oh, really? Wow. I'm dead and making saves.
15.
12.
3.
5.
Guys.
I have a
Guys.
-1. What do you want?
You make it with advantage because you're in Zen. Yeah.
We're very charismatic.
Yeah. I can tell. Eight. I need you guys to do better. There's so much stuff. Okay. Top of the round. Nemu.
So I think his mind's going to go back to that feeling of community that he felt with the night where that spirit song was done by Mita. And he's going to kind of reach out with that force ability, and thinking about community and his friends potentially being in as weird of a situation as he's in. He's going to try to imagine that they're still around him, that they're still next to him, but not. So I don't know how you want to do that, but I have my bonus action.
Make another charisma saving roll. 18. I'm doing charisma saving because Unearthly Chorus is a charisma save, right? So the same just boom, boom, and every single thrum, you feel yourself separating from wherever you are right now. And you're trying to, or it feels like whatever you're doing is pulling you further and further away from whatever this ashy situation is. And you see that same smoky vision of that dome, and it's becoming clearer and clearer. The chamber that you see is made of the same stone of the mountain, with veins of that strange mineral running it through it like a lightning strike. The etched lights around the entire area lighting randomly into symbols. And you hear a voice in Draconic, and it says, "I'm responding to your alert!" And some of the symbols around the chamber stay lit instead of flashing, and then others close to them begin flashing and pulsing with that thrum. Roll a d4. A 1. You can choose one person to. It would have been Doros.
Yeah, it would have been Doros just because I think he's closest to Doros.
On the ground, laying on the stone, you see him. He is bloodied, beaten, bruised, and the blood seems to be flowing very, very slowly. Not from anywhere specific. He's stress drinking water.
Choking, stress choking. So I think I would just say, "Oh man, he looks hurt. Get up, buddy. There's no way this can be real. Get up, Doris."
I need Dorus to make a Constitution saving throw. With advantage.
17.
17. Where generally on a nat 20, you would come back with 1 hit point. You hear Nemu's voice calling to you. And it is from a very far away place. And it's almost as if the words of this strange song that he's playing are his words calling to you to wake you up. You take a deep breath, and for a brief moment, you see that same chamber. And then once again, you're in the octagon, facing Miros. Anything else, Nemo? Yep. That's okay.
So that spell says, I'm kind of trying to figure out if I can, if because it's still playing, he would have to take it and make another charisma saving throw. But it says something about beguiling too.
It just worked in a different way. You gave him, like in your bardic way, you just kind of bolstered him to.
No, I'm talking about to the other Yumu.
Nemu?
Yeah, Yumu.
So I have to roll a charisma check?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I don't know if you would have to roll it every time or if it's just for that one time. If it's a 10-minute thing and like every turn.
So in addition, you can use an action on each of your turns.
To beguile, I think it said, didn't it?
Yeah, that's it, but I rolled a 24.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I would just stay there.
Okay. You don't see this, but he begins screaming at you as you feel the energy in whatever is happening here, and that thrum every second. You can feel it being drawn to where Mimu is. And he's gonna get close. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
$17.
Once again, fucking shit.
Fucking shit is right.
You feel around you you feel this whip hit. And the chill begins to seep in. But the warmth of Mita and that community and seeing your sister and your grandmother and your love for the people in your group and seeing Dorus like that, it just melts the ice. You still take damage though. 7 plus. So 9 damage. As you feel the whip snap and just tear into your flesh.
I mean, I'll for sure wince. Don't threaten me with a good time.
And then, yeah, I know. It's going to use the rest of his sorcery points. 21 to hit. You take 13 damage as a chaos bolt smacks into you. And wild magic. Nothing that affects you.
Good.
Immediately. Okay, EOA. You have an angry giant me away.
I need you to get out of me way.
Me way. And no longer has advantage on you. So it's just going to freaking wail on you. That's not gonna hit. Barely hits.
Deflect.
You can't deflect that one. Oh, Jesus Christ. The flip. 6 damage. And as this snarling you just see the saliva now dripping from your own teeth. He slams his sword into you, and for just a moment, is able to twist your body and goes in to bite you, and you rear back and just knock him in the jaw. It's your turn. That was a terrible roll.
Then, as he like recoils back from me hitting him in the jaw, I'm just going to uppercut him right in the same place. And I'm going to try to knock him prone.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
21.
So, you're just punching him until he like falls to the ground.
No, that was to knock him prone, so he needs to make a
yeah,
strength
he's
save
not going to
or
beat
whatever.
that.
Okay. So he's on the ground, and I'm just taking my blades and going to try and cut him into sushi.
Okay.
Okay, first attack. Natural 20.
Okay. Deflect?
You can't deflect a natural 20.
Yeah, I can. No, I'm not.
He just doesn't have your cloud runes, right?
Well, he can't use them. Because I can't use them. In this current situation. That'll be 14 slashing damage.
Okay.
14 doesn't hit. 23.
Okay.
For 12
Okay.
slashing.
Why do y'all do so much damage?
Because I'm a fighter. And then last attack, that is a 20. He could probably deflect that one.
Yeah.
And then I am very angry, so I'm just going to go in for a bite right to the throat.
Okay.
That is a 22.
You know. Can I do anything about that?
For another 6 piercing damage.
Good. Perfect.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. Jax. 19 wolf damage. And then Jax Bear will attack. As the wolves surround you, he goes in to take a bite. And just so happens that at that time, you're knocking a wolf off and it misses. However, the claws do sink in. And you'll take 11 slashing damage as Max shoves some of the wolves away and goes in and just begins slashing into you. I think that's all he's gonna do. Nothing fancy this round.
Okay, my speed's also reduced now.
Okay.
Slash your feet.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, all I can do is multi-attack. So, I guess I'll just go for him. Alright, so let's see. It is claw first. 12 to hit.
Yes.
Ten damage.
Okay.
And then for the bite, 9. So I don't think. Wait. 11 to hit.
No.
Okay. That's it for me then.
Okay.
And you're also reduced speed as well. Since
Oh,
the
good.
claws
We're
hit.
slow boys.
Yeah, just big burly bears.
Charisma saving throw, everybody.
$11.
8.
4.
Nemu got a 23.
Yeah, I got 23.
So Dorus, the prone Dorus fades from your vision, and you heard them responding to your alert with the strange symbols, and it's like you're catching these brief moments as time goes by, and you hear in Draconic, void alert, revoke alert, resend, retract, withdraw, overrule, override, remit, and that the symbols are now around this dome, making a broken type web around the entire room. And suddenly Nima comes into focus, and you see her flying frantically around this chamber, checking one area of the web of symbols, flying to another while she's repeating multiple words just to say cancel. And as she goes to the wall and goes to another area, she's just speaking another string of words aloud as more symbols begin to connect throughout the web. Dorus. Yeah. Dorus. You suddenly, to Mirus, begin to get up from being dead. And he stands back with his shield. He's just slowly spinning the flail. What? You're not done? Do you still have people left? I see no one here but us. He's gonna give you
Am I
a
allowed
half
to
second.
respond? Like, am I alive enough to respond?
Yeah.
I'm not as good without my friends. That is the problem. But yes, I am not done yet.
Well, it seems that we have made a mistake. And images of your friends, Nemu, knocked off into the rafters of this room, Eoway bloodied and laying on the ground with that dark smoke curling out of him, Jax curled up in a corner as a bear. You hear his, rattled breathing. Are these the ones that we forgot? And
We're powerful together. Do not you worry.
spiritual weapon. 17 to hit.
That's my AC. I'm dead again.
Spiritual weapon comes down. You can try on your next turn. To push through whatever this is and give them the same benefit. Oh, okay. It doesn't hit then.
So my goal with that ability the last time was to reach out to everybody and try to protect people with that force thing that I'd found. So the whole point of Nemu doing that was to protect everybody, to like knowing that everybody had to have still have been close, because like everything gets pulled away, right? Like clearly, like everybody just didn't get like pulled into a pocket dimension.
Okay.
So I think his feeling is like, I've still got to be close to my friends,
Okay.
with his whatever. I want to help them as well if they're going through the same thing I am.
So then I will say, because you were able to connect with Dorus,
Okay.
the spiritual weapon comes down, Dorus, and you're expecting to die again. And you hear a crackle as it comes down, and you look up, and the spiritual weapon has smacked into this shield of force around you. And Mirus snarls and swings his flail up against the shield. Once again, it deflects it. It's your turn, Dorus.
You see, we are more powerful together, as I said. And I'll get up off the ground if I can.
Yeah.
Can I waste my bonus action just like observe the shield and like the rest of the room? Can I like see Nemu anywhere?
That can be your free action.
Yeah. What do I see?
You see the shield in that weird undulating way, kind of like the water. And what you see of Nemu is him dead. It looks like he was smacked probably with this flail, as he's got this horrible wound across the front of his body, and thrown up into like the tiered chamber of the octagon, the council room. But you know what? Make a perception check, not with your snoot. Or with your snoot. Yeah, with your
That was going to be my other question was, can I smell this guy?
Snoot check.
10 total.
10. What you don't smell is that familiar old incense and book smell of the chamber. I will say that.
Of the council chamber?
Yeah. You don't smell those familiar smells that you were expecting. It's not like you don't smell anything, but you know what is lacking, as you've spent a lot of time in the octagon and know just those smells.
Does it smell like anything that I've smelled before? Like the guy? The other me?
You can't smell him.
Smells like nothing?
Smells like nothing. Teen spirit. No, I'm just kidding.
Do I just see a flash of Nemu, or do I see him like laying off in the distance somewhere?
You see him laying off into the distance. As real as you saw the members of the council sitting there, and your family and your peers from the council. Yeah.
All right,
But
then
they're,
I will
of course, all
attempt
faded
to-
now.
I still have an action, right?
You have everything.
I will attempt to cast Old Person on this other me. I believe it's a
Save it.
Wisdom 15 saving throw.
Pass.
Yeah, I thought that would happen. Then I just wink at him or something. I do something, wave at him, and I turn around and walk away towards Nemu.
Really?
Yep. I want to join my friends, so I'm going to try and leave. And I can only go 15 feet because I used half my movement to get off the ground.
As you've turned around, you don't see it, but you hear it. It's just a... What? Very confused, not understanding what's going on. Charisma saving roll all around.
My highest yet.
12.
12.
Me too.
Yeah, I got a 12 as well.
3 12s.
I don't know.
6.
It's got to be low chances.
6.
realistically. And then half of 12.
Why couldn't you get a 12 too?
I have advantage.
Roll another 12 for Jax.
Right? We'll just give him a 12. 16? Okay.
That's not a 12.
The image of the chamber kind of fades in and out with these pulsing. And you hear that same voice. You're very familiar with her. It is Nima. Take a deep breath. She's just somewhere within this room. You hear it echoing off of all the walls. Isora Leon. So anti-fan shilni. Aklin in the core? And you would know this as reset protocol, activate prisoner release, guard prepared. And then you just hear, I did it. Wait, where are they? And then in a strange, otherworldly voice, Sienta Valente Cori. Apparently, there's a system overload. And Nima, what does that even mean? In Draconic. She's so confused. She's been working on this for a hot fucking second. Okay. Nimu. Her eyes are closed.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to beguile this thing in front of me again.
Fails. That's a nat 1.
Okay. So he is beguiled, I guess. It doesn't say like a time frame, does it? It's just the rest of the length of the spell.
As long as you don't attack them.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my bonus action. So does that count as a
The
spell?
creature
Because-
becomes friendly to you for as long as it can hear the music and for 1 hour thereafter.
Oh yeah, he's fucked. We're just chilling. We're having a campfire. He's my good friend. Myself is my friend.
As soon as that beguile takes hold, you watch Mimu's face freeze and is completely blank of emotion. And it falters, and it flickers, and it fades. You are now in the chamber with Nima. Not the cave where you started, but this massive domed structure. Light is just flashing everywhere around you, and you now see these symbols that have been stabilized and this web that is now woven all along this dome. And behind it, you see the veins of that strange mineral everywhere. And they just meet onto the ground underneath your feet, and you see them spidering into the very center of this room where there is a pedestal. And flying above this pedestal in the very middle of the room is Nima. And she doesn't notice you. She has this look of resignation on her face. And you just hear, "I'm sorry, Rondon. Lorat Fornoring. Lorat Fornor in Liquor. Leon." And all of the energy that you have felt pulsing with that thrum, suddenly explodes out from this pedestal in the middle of the room, straight into Nima's body. She begins to convulse as waves of energy are released from her. A burst of arcane pulses from her as spells erupt around the room. I need you to make a dex saving throw. A 10. Fire and ice and just arcane energy explode from Nima. And as the energy dissipates, you take 15 damage. It'll knock you out. Okay. Okay, you can have your bonus action as she's going through this.
So my whole thing was to beguile him, and then I was going to quickly heal myself after that,
Okay.
if I could. So I'll bonus action my healing word. Because I feel like I'm not using, like, the spell's already going, right? I'm just using a component of the spell. So is it technically casting 2 spells if the one's already been cast?
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
Because you
I
just
mean,
use your action. It doesn't say you use your action to cast a
Right.
spell.
Right.
Nice.
15. Alright, so I heal myself.
As you're watching this and you're just coming out of whatever you were in.
Yeah, so knowing I was hurt, like, I wouldn't have been, like, totally, I feel like, focused on it 100%, but as soon as, like, he disappeared and everything changed, like, that would have been my first thought, is like, oh shit. You know, like, you know, heal and then get up, and I wouldn't have had time to see Nima, I guess. You know, and then she would have blown my ass into the wall or whatever the fuck's going on here.
No, I would say that as you saw this energy hit her, you could have been casting that. It would have just been those actions happening at the same time.
Yeah, I see it as like everything fades, everything changes. Like, I use my bonus action to heal myself, and then, like, right after that is when the explosion hits. Like, everything goes crazy.
Yeah.
It would have been very quick, I think, in succession.
Everybody, there is no transition. The version of yourself, those who are looking at them, their features go blank. Max Bear just is like, he looks like a stuffed bear. It's just blank, as if nothing else is there. And then all of a sudden, you're in the same chamber. Nimu is crumpled on the ground, though it just looks like he was blown back a little bit. 15. And is starting to get back up. You now all see this room and Nima's body next to the pedestal. And we're going to take a break.
As I come back, I'm just crouching over the Miwei, and I'm just like about to take my sword and plunge it into his face, and then right as the transition.
let's get back.
Now that
So,
we've all faced our own mortality.
yeah. So, Dorus, as you turn your back on your mirror image and you're walking towards Nimu in the seating, all of a sudden it changes into this chamber and you're still walking towards Nimu, but this Nimu is alive, hurt quite a bit, but alive, and he's, slowly struggling to get up. EOA, as you're ready to strike, everything fades and you hear the clang of metal against stone. Jax, coming from being surrounded on all sides by a pack of wolves, Max Bear in front of you, to now standing in this chamber with nothing but your friends and these strange symbols etched in light all around you. And I would say everybody who's facing towards the center of the room, I think it would be everybody but Dorus, would see Nima, just a very small little dragon body,
So
not moving next to the pedestal that's in the middle of the room. What is everybody doing?
I'd run over to her. Like, no, Nima! You can't die! And I'd get out my decanter and I try to pour some of that water into her little mouth. Trying to get her to spring back to life.
It doesn't seem to have any effect.
Alright. I'll just I guess just kind of cradle her in my arms.
Okay.
I don't know if you would know what else to do.
I touch her on the forehead. I like reach over Emu and touch the dragon on the forehead and cast Spare the Dying on it.
Okay. So, Nimu, as you're holding her, Dorus gently touches her forehead, and you begin to very, very faintly feel the slow inhale of a shallow breath.
Then could I try to give her more of that water?
As you know, it just energizes you. It would be like...
Well, I don't know what it does to a dragon. That's why I was kind of like... Or a dragonkin. Dragonling. It
might overload her heart in the
okay, all right,
state that she's in.
Oh, don't give more. That we can fix this. If she's still alive, we can fix.
Okay.
I don't know how many hit points she has, but I'll healing word her at second level. Or no, since I'm standing right there, cure wounds at second level.
Okay.
Or 9 hit points back.
That brings her back completely. Actually, she doesn't have many. Her eyes flicker open. Jax, EOA, what are you guys doing?
I'm just standing or just kneeling right where I was when I struck the ground. Just my sword still in the stone. I'm just looking around, seeing if it like anything's like real.
Okay, make a perception check.
10.
10. Your sword hitting this floor, as you were very much focused on this singular point, you watched the energy from the force of that blow pulse through these veins of whatever this mineral is. And as you just kind of take a step back and look around, nothing here seems false or as if it's a reflection or an image of any kind. However much EOA is willing to believe in that is up to you.
just trying to make sure the people I'm seeing right now are real.
Everything feels and sounds and looks real.
Doesn't really say much since Miwei was.
Yeah. Yeah. Jax, what are you doing?
Not knowing where everything just disappeared to and knowing I was just surrounded, I'm just gonna be swiping and biting into the air, hoping maybe like, are they invisible? Like what the hell? And not really focusing on what actually has appeared.
What the fuck happened?
I want to examine stuff, but also I see Jax over there going a little bit crazy. Can I like animal handling check him to calm him down a bit?
You can make a persuasion check.
Okay, yeah. I'm terrible at that, but sure. 4.
And this really is going to depend on how wrapped up in everything Jax is. If whether or not he can hear you.
If I get bit, I'm gonna die again.
No. There's not going to be any like like PvP here. It's more like you just trying to talk to him and calm him down. And it really just depends on how lost Jax is. Would be the DC for that. And Jax, you can make a decision whether or not you hear him.
I am so caught up in the fight. I have no idea.
So, Nima, her eyes flicker open. Alert.
You almost killed yourself.
I think I did.
That's probably true. Doris had to res you.
Everything hurts.
What can we get you to help?
She just kind of slowly shakes her head and closes her eyes and just kind of relaxes in your arms. She's a little, yeah. She was not meant to be a conduit, we'll put it that way. So Jax.
Yeah, that's like the primary. She's the primary thing I'm focused on, like taking care of her.
Okay. She's alive. Jax, as you continue to swipe and bite at nothing, there's nobody attacking back. This room is now echoing every time your jaws snap and your teeth clang, and your large paws land on this ground. And barely you come to realize that your friends are here, but it's in a weird dreamlike state. EOA, you're looking around trying to figure out what just happened. And I don't believe that any of your charisma checks allowed you to see into the chamber while you were within your fight. And if you would like, you can start walking around and investigating.
I'm almost scared to move.
Okay. Dorus?
I'm still trying to calm the bear down, and I've switched tactics a bit. I've like kneeled down and like to prove to be non-threatening, and I'm saying, just calm down. Everything is fine. The fight is over. Just maybe we bring out your little tea-making friend and we have a cup of tea. It'd be a great time. Trying to like verbally convince him to calm down.
I will let that play out between you guys.
So, seeing that, I'm going to face him and start moving towards, like, directly at you.
God, oh
like,
God.
Not a full-out sprint, but almost like it's big enough because especially with a cave bear, he's bigger than Jack's bear now. and then right at the last second, back to Jax and kind of embrace you.
Ah!
Damn, it's good to see you.
You did this on purpose, I think.
Well, just that last part. What the hell happened?
Well, I fought myself. I don't know where you all were, but
Shit, I was fighting myself and wolves as well.
this is
Except
very
that was
strange.
on-
We should meet back in center with the make sure everyone is all right.
Yeah. Were you on a beach too?
I was in council chambers back at where I was in for many years.
Oh shit. They were fucking with our heads.
Most definitely, yes. But I tried to read into his mind and could tell it was not an actual being. It was like pre-prepared magics.
Ah, fuck. Alright. I think I can do this a little bit more. I'm beat to shit, but
I'm gonna detect magic.
This entire chamber glows brightly in your vision.
I was gonna say, is there any spots that glow brighter, like more consolidated than others?
Yes. So these lights and these symbols around the top of the dome. There are places where the symbols are more lit and solidified, and those shine brightly with magic. And you can see now with detect magic up how they connect to each other. And they feed all the way into the ground that you are currently standing on. But the pedestal in the middle of this room is like a beacon.
Yeah, I want to walk up to the pedestal, and I think Nimu and Nima are still there, and I want to kind of question them on, were you here in the room fighting or something, or what happened in here?
I made me my friend. Know how to say that? It's weird. I made a friend of myself.
I think we all did, but
And,
mine at
well,
least
and
was
then-
not friendly.
Well, no, I mean, when I made him my friend, he disappeared, and then I, was hurt, so I healed myself, and then all of a sudden, an explosion went off, and I saw Nima in the middle, but she was doing something in this room. It's almost like it's a giant alarm of some sort, like it's a. I don't know. Like maybe it was some sort of self-defense mechanism.
Yep, it's a trap.
I mean, that's another way to put it, I guess. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of look around. Can I read more of the symbols that are, or read more of what's around in this room? Is there anything, since you said it's Draconic?
It is. I need you to make history check as well as an investigation check. This is a very old form of Draconic. Not 20 for history. The symbols are familiar yet strange. 14 for investigation. Now, strangely enough, as you kind of look at the floor where you see some of these light etched symbols, they're not actually etched in the stone itself. It is almost superimposed over the entire chamber.
Does it look like that stone that we saw in that one? Do the etchings look like they're the same stone as the stone that we saw in that place, that room?
No, this is the
Okay.
etchings. It's just light.
Okay.
And some of them are very faint and dim. Others are brightly lit. And from what Jack saw, the brightly lit ones are the ones that have been activated and are connected to each other. So from what you saw within the chamber with Nima, you can come to the assumption that Nima was working frantically to try and make whatever connections are done. And the pedestal itself is completely covered in these symbols. It is a mixture, and I would say everybody here, it reminds you vaguely of the weave, though this is only in a single language. EOA, make a history check for me. It is only in a single language. It is only in this very stylized form of Draconic.
7.
Okay. It almost seems like gibberish to you. You understand Draconic. Do you?
I believe like I could mimic the sounds, but I couldn't like understand the text.
Yeah.
But I might have like an innate knowledge of it somehow.
Yeah. You get an overall sense of what this should be, but
Does being a lizard qualify you as a dragon?
Technically in
I think
5e rules.
Does it?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my god.
so it's like genetic memory, right?
What?
So you get a like a feeling, just the aura of the room of what it's meant to do and what it's meant to be, but you can't read any of it specifically. So Nimu, as you're studying this room, and you're not going to go far because of Nima, but you're looking around this room and you're studying it, and you don't go far from the pedestal. Yeah. She's tiny. You notice that all of this wording is some type of protection. It was a protection in place, but you also read things like the words guard or stand, something similar to that, as if
Keep going when we ran into this, because it was like a sudden thing. Were we in the middle of that mountain area?
you had found the cave. This is not that cave.
Sure, but we had found, that's right, I had found the cave, we went into the cave, and then all of a sudden we were facing ourselves. Like Darth Vader in episode 6. And Luke Skywalker in the tree cave.
Sure.
Okay. He was fighting Darth Vader, but he was actually fighting himself. Okay. Anyway.
You look over time. You get the idea that the cave that you saw was a mere illusion.
Sure.
And that it was a trap of some, it's a protection. The pedestal is covered in protection runes to prevent it from being damaged. But it's not to prevent it from being damaged from outside force. It's to prevent it from being damaged from the force that is being absorbed by these minerals. And as you walk over to the pedestal, everybody would see this now, as you kind of like take in your surroundings. The pedestal itself is about 3 feet wide and made from the exact same mineral in these veins throughout this room. Its base is very much like roots that are woven into the veins of this mountain. The writing is covering the entirety of it. And on the very top is almost like a setting for a gem. It's just these claws that stick out. And not held within, but hovering above it, is a fairly large sphere, kind of this material. But the sphere itself is in a liquid form, and you still hear and feel that deep thrum over and over again. And every time that boom echoes through your entire being, that shape changes. And it's almost like Those little electric balls that you put your finger on, little spider things come out.
The plasma
The
balls.
plasma balls, yeah. It changes shape very similar to that. Just these threads are pulled off of it, as if it's trying to contain the energy that is pouring into it from this mountain.
What's the lore or mythology behind this mountain range? Would I know of any, or would anybody know of any?
I don't know. That can be a conversation and some rolls. Who's the history buff?
Well, I've got a +4 to history.
Go for it.
I can probably assist. I grew up next to mountains. These are somewhat close.
I would only know about it if I'd read about it at the council.
That's up to you.
I'll give an assist.
Okay.
All right. So just
Advantage.
reroll. Oh, okay. Yeah, because my first roll is crap.
7 and an 8.
Jesus Christ. So,
You can read this language, yes?
I mean, I can read a little bit of it, but it's kind of strange. It's old. It's different. It's just a lot of different words. But I'm curious. I'm starting to wonder if, like, it was a failsafe, like we stumbled upon something. Maybe this mountain range is weird because are we like inside of a being of some sort? Like some sort of a mechanical, or like one of those old creatures maybe that existed? Is this mountain like something? It's just weird. It seems almost like the whole damn thing's alive. It's like the aura is like its blood. You know, it's like it's veins. It's all veiny in here.
I think that's why they call it an ore vein.
I know, but like normally it doesn't matter. The mountain's not alive, right? But it seems like this is part of something bigger. Maybe we found the heart.
I did
I
not
don't
get.
know.
I did look into its mind earlier, tried to, and did not get sense that it was living. It was more like, as I told Jax, like pre-created magics to do specific things with your mind, you know? Perhaps it is like a testing place for, warriors or magic users from long ago.
Well, how did Nima get here? How did Nima get here, and how did she know what to do?
She was with you the whole time, I think.
Yeah, but like.
Oh
how
no,
did-
she said she was gonna stay with
Cat
in the cat party.
yeah. I don't know. Jesus Christ.
I don't actually remember Nima
Saying
tagging
that?
along or not.
Well, she would
I did-
always be with you unless she stated otherwise. It's like
Also, did we like fall into this cave, or did we like purposely go into it? Maybe she didn't.
Walk
fall
so
in.
you purposely went into it. Nemu flew around to try and like get a view from above, and like his investigation was outrageous.
Or maybe because Nima's a dragon, she's immune to getting sucked into it like we were.
Oh, come on, Dragon Blood. Why couldn't you work for me?
You're too diluted.
God damn, that's some pure race shit. I don't know. I'm racking my brain trying to figure out like what we stepped into.
So in the images, in Zobreka, in that chamber below, which would pretty much be right below you. They had said that the only way to stop it would be with the help of the ancients. And Dorus has come to a possible conclusion that the reason Nima was not affected is because she is a dragon.
The dragons are ancients.
They were called protectors at one point. I know.
Did we investigate the pedestal and all the different runes and all on it?
Nima was working on it.
Is there any runes that I might recognize?
So as you and Nemo begin working on this pedestal, yeah, and he is helping you with translations as he rolled really, really well on his history for that. Roll in.
I'm good with history.
Yeah, roll history for me. Jax, how are you feeling over there?
Are there any plants like growing?
There
in
is
these
absolutely
rocks?
nothing in this chamber. It is smooth, baby butt smooth.
Okay. Any recognizable druidic markings?
Roll Arcana or History for me. I'm sorry. Anyway.
A 1.
A 1. Nope. It is just
Yay.
straight a single language.
All right. It's all white from the magic.
Yeah. So, you know what, Yue, you would have advantage because Nimu would be there helping you through things. Dorus.
Yeah, I just want to mention that I remember that when Bor saw Nima, it called her or said that she smelled like a protector. And I know in another point in our journey, someone else said the ancient dragons were sort of protectors of magics in the land. So this wouldn't seem to line up. And all I want to be doing is like writing down in my notebook the runes or the language, whatever. I can't read any of it, but I'm just copying down a bunch of it into my notebook.
Yeah, absolutely. Later
the
on, when
pedestal.
y'all have some downtime, Nemo will help you translate it. An 11. Okay. So, go ahead.
So Nima was trying to deactivate. She said void alert, revoke alert, rescind, retract, withdraw, overrule, override, remit. So she was trying to shut it down. And eventually it overloaded, system overload error. And then everything blew up into a bunch of... She went into the pedestal and then a bunch of spells blew up. So...
Your Roos.
Those
Roll.
veins have got to be conduits for energy of some sort. I just don't know what they're fucking for to what.
Your Roos, roll Arcana for me.
I have an idea. It might be stupid.
12. As Nemo is explaining... as Nemo is explaining... No. As Nemo is explaining what he had witnessed with Nima, I am so sorry. I will be back in a moment. My brain just dissolved on me. EOA, go ahead and say what you were going to say.
What if I activate a rune on it?
Doris, I'm sorry. Will you repeat your question? I just totally dissociated. I don't know what the hell
I have
happened.
a question, did I?
What did you roll for? I can't remember what the conversation. It was like 5 seconds ago.
You had me roll Arcana for the symbols I was drawing, maybe? But I was just trying to copy them down so I could have them.
Oh, okay. Wow. I am so sorry. No, it was in relation to something else. So as Nemu is explaining what he had witnessed with Nima and talking about an overload or something like that, this isn't it's not like we think of things in like real life as far as overload. What you can come to an assumption happened is that this place has been building and building and building energy, and it wasn't able to dissipate enough energy to cancel the protection. So Nima literally had to short circuit what was going on. And because there wasn't a conduit to do so, she used herself. And then EOA with his rune on the system, or on the pedestal. And I will remind everybody that in the chamber below you, far below you, you got the idea from what was said, especially Jax, that the ancients had done something to allow the energy from the wind that just beats on the side of this mountain to be channeled into these pools of water and into this mineral itself in the mountain to give the people of Zobreka a semblance of what their life once was before the magic started to dissipate on Avonvon. So it wasn't a drug. It was more like it was kind of a drug. But
it just seems to me like it was some sort of an addiction from their previous planet that, like, I mean, I hate to make another WoW reference, but it kind of reminds me of like the Nightborn, where they were kind of addicted to arcane energy, arcane power.
They were using it as a crutch because they didn't want to leave. And the ancients had, for some reason, unbeknownst to anybody, taken pity on them and had created a way for them to continue staying on Avonvon for as long as possible. And this is apparently what they had built.
So if nobody's using it for its intended purpose anymore, and it's kind of fucking with shit all around it, should we try to stop it?
Yeah, Doris is looking up at the thing in the ceiling and is like, "Do you think we could perhaps capture the mechanism that is capturing the wind and turning it into something else?"
Pretty dope to be able to figure out how to use it, turn it into a weapon.
Jesus Christ. DM didn't think about that.
Let's turn evil,
Surely there's
guys.
something else we could use for, like, powering ship that doesn't need wind to go or something, you know?
Yeah, it's like a perpetual energy source. I mean, as long as there's wind, then I guess it doesn't work so well if there isn't. But if it stores it up enough, like a giant capacitor, then I guess it would last forever. Wait, is this mountain a
Invent
giant
electricity,
capacitor?
guys.
Seems to be, Nemu.
It's full and leaking into the water, causing problems, so that would make sense, yes.
Are there any cracks or holes in the walls?
I will say as this conversation is going on, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. The only thing that you see as far as a fault in these walls is, one, you can definitely tell that they were created by magic. As druidic magic is very much a part of nature itself. And the only way to make this as smooth and perfect as this is through magic. You see no faults in the stone, though in the veins of this mineral, it's slowly crumbling, these veins. Because it's about to blow up. I mean, very, very close. But at the same time, it's no different than trying to send too much power through wires.
So I want to look at, like, after coming through all this stuff, I want to be looking at anything that mentions anything about release, about like discharging,
Okay.
or something like that.
Active volcano of magic.
How do we activate electric volcano, or deactivate, or discharge?
Even though I've never used it, I technically have a quarterstaff with me.
Yeah.
And I am going to go over to a spot that looks decently well off of one of the veins, and use mold earth to kind of make an access point, and then put my staff into it to see if it redirects it into the staff, to see if it like changes a conduit or something with it. Like, can you access
Into the
thing?
stone?
Into my staff to see if it redirects it.
But you're doing it into the stone, right?
Yeah, because mold earth lets me loosen earth. I can mold it, do little things with it.
Okay. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
15.
A 15. You bring up your staff, and it seems like a very simple spell. And in most cases, this would work brilliantly. However, the protection of this place is incredibly strong. Not only were the creators of it adept at a level of arcane that is unfathomable, but it is being fed, and has been for thousands of years now, by an energy source that doesn't cease. As soon as you finish speaking the last word of the spell, you feel a pulse of energy through your body. Your body is frozen in place. And Nimu, you would understand the announcement. Let me go back to my notes. One moment. It is something along the lines, in a very strange way, of attack mitigated, guard react, as Jax is now frozen in place.
Well, it defended itself. Now Jax is stuck. It said that it activated guard. It detected a spell. It doesn't like spells being cast down here.
Nimu, as you are holding Nima, as soon as the statement guard react completes, her eyes open suddenly and completely, and she flies over to Jax. And Jax, you are petrified in a way, but you can still see. And all of a sudden, Nima is just right in front of you. I probably should have warned you. Guard. She's really trying to come up with a. She
He
flies.
doesn't seem to know this language very well.
She flies around, kind of looking at some of the symbols that are lit, and then flies over to the pedestal and flies back over to Jax. Guard present. Release. And Jax, you feel your body relax after a few hectic moments.
Fuck! Alright, don't do shit to it.
That's what you get for putting your staff in place that you're not aware of.
I was testing things out. Nobody knew that was gonna happen.
I really don't like this room.
What do you know about this room?
Well, she kind of like flies around the pedestal in the room. It was built by my kind. It's really old. Like old. And this is what's pulling the wind with the force that makes the good water.
Right, so we're in the giant battery.
Yeah.
So how do we get it to, like, ground itself?
Unplug the battery?
I mean, if
We need
there's just
to,
a
we need to
release
stop
mechanism.
collection of wind or find a way to redirect energy into something else.
She kind of flies over towards the pedestal and just like looks up at this strange globe type thing floating above it, bigger than her. Well, it's yours for the taking. I'm not touching it.
Is like the wind flowing into this space, or is it coming from outside?
You don't feel the wind in here. All you feel is the energy, and you hear that like drumming. And every pulse of that drumming, the globe, which is very large, mind you, it's hovering over a 3-foot pedestal, and it's nearly the size of it. And every time it thrums, like that, it reacts, almost as if it's releasing some of its energy. Of course it's full, and every pulse, Nemu, as you are all just kind of walking around and taking in what Nima has said, Nemu, you realize that this orb is the battery, but the pedestal is the conduit. The orb itself seems to absorb quite a bit of the energy that is coming through, that the wind is feeding through these minerals, and it is able to pulse that energy into the pedestal, which goes out and probably down into the chamber below, the one that you were in earlier. Yeah, Zobreka. So how you are going to take this orb from its hovering state is a question for you guys. Now, I need Jax. No, not Jax. I'm sorry, Jax wasn't there. EOA, Nemu, and Dorus, all to roll just intelligence roll. Just roll an intelligence for me. 11?
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Dorus, you recently, or at least EOA recently harvested a item from a creature, a very, very large creature, who was able to somehow absorb the energy from the water and just the wind itself and make itself incredibly strong. And it may be strong enough to interrupt this globe. It was large. It was fairly large.
Is
But-
it the fish scales we took? Or the fish chunks?
No. It was from the burlesque. Yep. It was the residuum
Residual.
from the burlesque.
I have empty residuum crystals. Is that what you're talking about?
I believe EOA has it.
It was like, to my knowledge, I like pictured it like a thorn bush, like a tiny thing, but it was like crystal.
It was fairly large. The residuum from the burlesque was fairly large. It was very much like a thorn bush type thing because it was part of its nervous system itself.
Guys, those empty crystals you have, put them on the pedestal.
I'll just pull out this bush thing, set it up.
Do I need the crystals? Like, is the energy going to go into these empty crystals?
Yes, that's what I think at least.
Okay, try these. And I handed the crystals over to the pedestal or whatever.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Nobody knows what they're ever doing, especially not
That's
here.
That's what makes it all fun.
Or
Works for
deadly.
me.
So just for the funs of it, I will say all of the crystals are gathered by Nemu. And he tosses them up onto the pedestal. Like Jax.
Like that Jax game with
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
cow thrups and stuff, basically.
Jax would find this incredibly familiar. As he just kind of tosses them up there. And immediately, before they even touch the pedestal, they begin to vibrate and they're hovering ever so slightly just off the top of it. And then they vibrate faster and faster and faster and begin quivering within the air and spinning. And you hear the crackle of a large ice sheet over a lake, and it echoes strangely in this chamber. And you watch as one of the crystals fractures. EOA, as you're walking over with the residuum, this massive residuum from this huge creature, and you hear this and you're watching this happen, you rush over, hoping that this residuum will be able to absorb more energy than these tiny crystals will. And you toss it on. The residuum suddenly pulses as all of this energy that's being drawn up on the outside of this pedestal hits it. All of these strange, like, tongs, these claw-like things around the edge come in contact with this massive residuum, and it begins to glow. And the sphere hovering above drops. However, that residuum is going to continue to absorb energy. So, you have a few choices to make. You can ensure that the globe is removed, because right now it's just kind of sitting in a strange, not quite solid state on top of this massive residuum. But you, especially Dorus, you have an understanding that once this residuum is absorbs its fill, it might explode a little bit. Just a little bit. So I would suggest, well, there's a few options. You can remove the orb, and if you can try to grab a few crystals from underneath the residuum, you can try.
Yeah,
Or no,
I
they're
could
floating
float
above. They also kind of collapse on top. You can remove the crystals in the residual or in the sphere, and run. Because once this explodes, Jax, as you're inspecting the walls and kind of looking for those weaknesses, you see the energy within those veins pulsing, but there's nowhere for that energy to go. It's as if somebody has put a block, and that energy is building. And the veins begin to fracture more and more, and you see tiny pieces of this mineral falling out. This place is going to implode, as it is.
We can
at this
see
very
the
point.
exit, right?
So
Nima will
We
guide
can-
you to an exit. You don't see one, but there is one.
So we can grab the little crystals, though. I think we should
Yeah.
take them out before they like break.
For
Okay.
sure. I know I would. Yeah.
All right. So
Definitely.
Nimu reaches in, snatches all the small crystals. Jax, what do you see?
Oh, I was agreeing about grabbing the little crystals.
Okay.
We need to decide if we. It seems like this will take the place down if we leave it there.
Well,
Do you want
Nima,
to
it's
take it
kinda-
down?
Kind of belongs to you, Nima. What do you think? And and before like everything happened, I would have given her a big hug too just to let her know I was glad she was. still
One
on.
option is to leave everything like it is. The other option is to blow the place up. Is that it?
That's what you see. Without, like, if you leave it as it is, you grab the crystals, but that orb is still sitting on top. The residuum is going to explode. It's not going
No,
to
I
be
mean,
able
we
to
could
hold.
take the crystal. We could take the big ball back out, right? Like
Right,
let it
so
continue what it
the
was doing
residuum-
before we got it.
Yeah, the residuum is going to explode, and may very well destroy the pedestal. But it will be more energy than the chamber and the protection can hold. If you remove the residuum, that energy is just going to have no battery to absorb into, so it will shoot into the sky, and that might have effects of a different type, considering that you all know there is a shield of energy called the Weave around the entire planet. Or you can leave the residuum, let it explode, and destroy the chamber. And very, very highly possibly prevent any more energy from absorbing into the water below and causing
I
all of these
say-
issues.
Yeah, because we're gonna blow up the whole mountain, basically.
Right.
Shoot it into the sky.
I'm kind of curious to see what happens with that. It's gonna like supercharge the weave.
Is there an option where we just go back to the way things were before we got here? Is that if we take the big crystal out, will that happen? Or it will go into the sky if we take it out?
If you remove the giant residuum and the sphere, it will shoot into the sky. If you want the mountain to continue, if you want the mountain to continue channeling this energy into the waters below, you remove the residuum and replace the sphere.
So we can like move the sphere back into its normal position.
If you wish.
Thing is, with the sky, we don't know if it's going to supercharge it or is it going to destroy it.
It's probably be not very good for the weave, the protection of this planet. There's a lot of energy stored here. I kind of am on the side of we leave it like it was, but find a way to redirect power after it is stored. Maybe it goes into valley and forest becomes great magic forest now, or something like this.
We would
Either
flood
way,
the
we
forest.
can always come back to this point. That would buy us more time.
Yes, it has been here for thousands of years, it would seem, so.
We could just flood the forest.
Flood forest with magical waters, yes.
But as we know, that already fucks up the animals and shit. Remember the town?
Yes, but we might be able to come back at some point and figure out a better way to deal with, no? Is there any like towns or other like on the other side of the mountain? Like if we choose to blow up the mountain, are we going to be killing a bunch of innocents somewhere?
There is nobody around here. There is nobody around here. You walked a good portion of the valley, and there is no living soul here.
Fuck it, grab the battery and let's go.
You all make your way first. I'm a bit faster walker. I can make it out in time.
I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what would happen if we just let it blast into the sky. Personally.
Let chaos reign.
So, Nima, this way, and she starts flying and like circling you guys and trying to get everybody to move quickly. And she says a word in Old Draconic, which pretty much means just exit, reveal or something like that. And a grand exit, massive, big enough for a full-size elder dragon appears. And you all run out into that very tiny little area that was blocked from almost all sides on the side of the mountain. You are holding this great sphere that is slowly beginning to solidify, and a handful of crystals. Eoway?
Sure. I was grabbing the giant thorn bush thing.
You grab the residuum.
Yeah, and I make sure we took the little ones too. I don't know who grabbed them, but
I need Eoway to make a constitution saving throw.
That I can probably do. 23.
Holy shit. Have you ever touched a 9-volt battery to your teeth? Have you ever been electrocuted?
No.
There is
You're missing out, buddy. You're missing out.
there is nothing to compare to that feeling. I can't even explain it. You
Why
have
would
this,
I ever do that?
We were you see
Kids
this,
were built different back then.
I know.
We like to touch batteries to our mouth.
It's true. True. I've been electrocuted so many times, it's not even funny. It's like this. It's like this tingling under your skin, in your teeth, in your bones, as you grab this thing. And your first thought is to get it the hell out of your hands. So you're running and maybe trying to shove it into your pack, but it feels like your cells are there's too much energy in every cell of your body, and they're just trying to explode out from you. So you're running as quickly as you can, and as soon as you take a few steps, everybody realizes that thrum has stopped. There is no more drumming. There is no more of that deep pulse. Eoway, you complete shoving this residuum into your pack, and you are now standing with your group. And as you look back, you no longer see the chamber. You see that same plain small cave that was there. Nothing seems to happen for now.
I suggest we run anyway.
Oh, for sure. You may run.
I'm activating my Dune rune.
Dune rune. So you are gliding as quickly as you can. No.
so we're running down the mountain.
Yeah. I need everybody to make athletics or acrobatics checks. Tim's happy. He's like, wait, did we just release that energy?
16.
Mm-hmm.
14 for me.
Nice. You can
I'm
fly, it doesn't matter.
I'm too focused on this energy flowing through me that I'm not caring about the mountain around me.
Make sure you find a 9-volt battery tonight, just so you can see what it. I have one sitting around. It's dead. I took it out of my, what's it called? Smoke alarm.
What a wise idea.
So good.
I got a 10.
Okay. Oh shit. Sorry. So as everybody is running down, EOA, you're gliding and you're not feeling the ground beneath you. And at some point you slip and you begin to tumble, and you don't even know when that was because your mind is so focused on trying to hold your body together. Like the very essence of your being. And because you are so fast, you're out in front of everybody, you misstep and you begin to tumble. At some point, you know what? Make a strength check for me to see if you hold on to the residuum as you fall.
Where
could I,
we're running at, is there anything that could like a cliff or anything he could fall off, or like what's around us while we're running?
So the switchbacks that you came up, there were a few treacherous spots, but nothing that was terrible. So there was a lot of ledges, a lot of jutting rocks. It wasn't incredibly hard to traverse. But the problem with having a rune or an ability that literally treats it as if you're gliding down a sand dune is you're not really touching the ground. You're just moving. And y'all are trying to book it down this mountain as quickly as possible, not sure what is going to happen. EOA is quite a bit out in front of you. If you want to try and make a reaction to mold earth or something, you can.
I probably didn't even perceive the fact that I was falling.
No.
The only thing I'd be able to reach him with is to entangle and
Okay.
try to grab hold of him with it.
Let's do it. Tell me exactly what Entangle does.
Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square starting from a point within range. These plants turn the ground into difficult terrain. So essentially just a bunch
Slows
of shit
him.
pops up. It slows him and might be enough to give him enough drag to stop.
Okay. Roll nature for me. EOA, did you roll strength?
I got a 14, but I was wondering if I could like put a hold rune on my hand.
Yeah, for sure.
Natural one.
Natural
Perfect.
one. So, at some point in your tumble, realize that you're falling. And then you begin to feel vines trying to grasp at you. And they are slowing your fall. And there's even thorns to try and slow you further and further and further. And as those first scratches pull you out of whatever frantic mindset you were in, you create this hold rune and slap your hand up against the wall, just on the edge of these grasping vines. You still take 4 bludgeoning damage. However, you are dangling a bit. How long does your hold rune last?
A minute.
Okay. So,
Like I
Yeah.
just like wake up out of my daze like, how did I get here?
yeah. And still somehow holding on to the residuum.
My plan for the hold rune was actually to like hold on to the residuum.
Oh, so then you can still fall? Cool.
That was my
So-
intention with that, but
How many hit points do you have?
about 40, I think.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you're fine.
30.
So you take another 12 damage from bludgeoning as you use the hold rune not to save yourself, but to save the residuum. And you land quite a few feet down. Yeah. The entanglement did slow you to save you from another like 2 or 3d6 of damage. However, you're just more battered and bruised, and everybody is running after you. It takes you quite a bit to stand back up. But the residuum is stuck to your hand for a whole minute. And everybody could, yeah.
I just love the idea that I was so focused on the residuum, I just let go of the cliff face to grab it.
Yeah, for sure. Made sure you were gonna lose that. So you slow down a bit and decide not to use your speedy rune. And of course you still beat it down to the bottom before anybody else. And it takes you quite a bit, even at double speed, to get down. Nemo, it doesn't take you as long because you can fly, it doesn't count. A few things. I need everybody to roll perception.
11.
3.
8. I gotta stop rolling digital dice.
You guys, y'all's
Our
extracurricular
like, our
rolls
shit
today?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all's extracurricular rolls today are really rough.
I mean, I wasn't perceiving anything anyway.
No, you were not. So as you're all rushing down, your main focus after watching EOA tumble down quite a ways and just seeing how hurt he's limping a little bit, focusing on keeping yourself safe, you make it to the base of this mountain. And the first thing you notice is somewhere close-ish, you smell roasting meat. The second thing is, I would say, anybody who rolled above a 10, it's odd. Whereas the entire trip through the cavern, and the underground river, and especially in the chamber below the mountain, it's this low energy. It's like when there's a strong wind outside and you can feel it and hear it pounding against your home, has been perpetual. It's just quiet. You haven't had this amount of just peace without this low underlying thrum in days. I don't remember when you got to the valley, but it has been a long time. And you all meet up.
Were we able to hear that in the first place we were in?
In Zobreka?
No. The valley, the first place.
Oh, in Halcombe.
No, Mason Hallow.
Oh, Mason? No.
Okay, all right.
It is just a side effect from the strong winds. EOA, you're bruised, you're battered, you're limping, but you still have this now charged residuum. Dorus and Jax, you're just kind of looking around at the group, maybe a little confused, but probably all in all, just exhausted. These last 2 weeks has really come to some kind of collapse within you. It was almost as if that low hum that existed here, that constant energy being pulsed into the air, into the ground, into the water, into everything here has faded, and with it, all of your energy as well. You slowly walk, knowing that Galen is somewhere close. I don't know if there's any conversation to be had.
I'm just keeping Nima close.
I just want, after I let go of the residuum, I'm just wondering how I got down the mountain.
Yeah. So you're a little dazed and confused. You can replace the residuum back in your pack if you wish. Takes up quite a bit of room, but that's okay. So you follow your nose, and in the first time that you have come upon Galen and Pepper, it is subdued. They are not as exuberant as they were before, though there is still a meal being prepared and fresh cups put out. His alchemy set is set out. Well, I created wine. Anybody? Okay.
I'll try it. Fuck it.
And he will serve everybody a cup of wine. Pepper just kind of lays around, seemingly as exhausted as you all are. And the meat is the dinner is simple. It is just roasted rabbit and whatever greens that he was able to find in the area. But once again, where did the greens come from? Everything here is silvered. But the meal, if you wish to partake, is simple, but exactly what is needed to help you restore some of your mental energy. And I will say, post any conversation that will most likely happen, so that you can be prepared for next session. When you do finally fall into a deep, needed sleep, you dream of the battle against yourself and the things that other you did. And you can glean quite a bit of information like that, and you awake with new knowledge and you level.
Nice. Awesome.
Cool.
Yay.
We've got so many things to do and think about now.
So did we steal the orb, or we left the orb there and stole the energy from it or something?
So I believe you brought the orb with you. So I will...
Did we release it into the sky, or did we just let it be?
I will say, as you arrive at camp, you're expecting an explosion. You're expecting the rumble of an earthquake or something. Nothing happens. At this very moment, the only thing that you can tell that has changed is that energy that was constantly coming from the mountain is no longer emanating like that. You do have the orb, and if you are looking at it, evaluating it, whatever, throughout the evening, waiting for calamity to happen, it has shrunk considerably. It's the energy that was within it was literally expanding the molecules. So it has shrunk considerably into, a fairly decent sized sphere. And it is now hardened completely into that mineral. But we can backtrack from the long rest next session for conversations and what the fucks.
I think we probably just pass out before.
Yeah,
I feel like we're all pretty tired. Yeah.
But I didn't want to level mid-session because that's always weird. I wanted everybody to have that preparation.
We can have a
Is it-
breakfast talk.
Yeah, you can have a breakfast talk. Unless you plan on fighting Galen, I don't think that you're going to have any combat as soon as you get back to camp before a long rest.
You know, you're sus. Let's fight you.
Yeah. We haven't done enough today. Anyway, I only dissociated twice. I was worried. I was concerned. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was dangerous.
I thought one of us was gonna die.
Yep.
I was pretty convinced that it wasn't real, so I wasn't worried about dying.
Oh no. You're still at like 5 health. Or
Yeah,
whatever you ended up.
I put 1 because I didn't know how much I got back. But
Yeah. A tumble down the mountain could have probably killed you.
yeah, oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. No, you were... It was very much real. In a way. In a way. It was like overlapped realities. Everybody was in their own little pocket dimension.
Was I like in the cave that we were in?
You were in the cave that appeared to you at the very beginning and the very end. It was that illusionary cave. As you don't technically have a place except for the ruins where you grew up. And it just felt better to have you encased in earth because of the history of the Vareki.
I also have the desert too, but
Yeah. Nope. I wanted to entomb you in earth.
like my ancestors.
Just like your ancestors. Yeah. So that's why you were in a cave. I'm sure. Does everybody else understands why they were where they were, right? Okay. Cool. All right. I'm going to end stream.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.